Hello, it's Nikki. How you doing? I hope you have had a fantastic week. I hope things have been going smoothly and moving and shaking, and that you've also had some big kips as well. That is very, very important. Okay, today I want to give you a final question of the week, which you may want to take into your weekend and into next week and really consider where you go next. And today's question is, where do you need to expand? And this is not about going bigger, bolder, jazzier, more jeweled. Sometimes we see this, don't we, with people who wear designer clothes, like they add another thing and it just gets bolder and like all the things. And also we know that sometimes people can just wear a really lovely, and I am not one of these people. This is not my uniform at all, but I admire greatly people who can. You know those people who can just wear a crisp white t-shirt and a perfectly fitted pair of jeans, and they just look immaculate. They just look amazing. I am not that person, but this is the thing. This is not about going bigger. This is just about leaning more into who you are and what you're all about. So today I want to talk about expansion and really working on the things that are going to take you where you want to get to and really make you feel more like you. So I want you to look at your business. I want you to look at what has been going on this week and ask yourself, how could you make this better? And it's an interesting point to play around with of how you can make this thing better by coming up with different solutions. So this is something that I do a lot when I'm in that creative flow. So say, for example, I set a money goal, and I might set a money goal of whatever. And maybe I've never reached that money goal before. Maybe I've never done anything like that before. My task in that moment is to ask myself, how many different ways could I do that so it feels good? And I invite myself to come up with 20 different ways. And sometimes this is about doing really radical, weird ideas where sometimes I'll look at my piece of paper and go, oh, interesting that my brain went there. But quite often I can see lots of different options. I suddenly open up pathways, and suddenly I might look at 3 of my 20 ideas and go, those 3 don't work individually, but if I pull them all together, it's really going to work for me. It's really going to be, and I could add that on. And that one that I'd kind of forgotten about, I can bring that in. And so use this process for whatever it is that you need. So if you're thinking about expanding your reach, for example, or expanding your audience, whatever it might be, come up with creative solutions that you could do. And by playing in this area of could, there's no pressure. It's a really lovely, easy, let's see what happens, playful sense, where you're not taking it too seriously. You're not in that deadline fear place of you've got to get it done and you've got to have the answer right now. You're simply in this place of enjoying and making it fun. So usually for me, this is about taking it on a walk or taking it on a run, or I usually use lots of different colors, or sometimes I'll make Pinterest boards. Sometimes I'll go somewhere completely and utterly different. So I'll go to an art gallery and I'll wander around, or I'll look at the way, things are next to each other on a street. Like I'm always inviting different inspirations there. Also, when I know that I want to expand, I change my environment. I change my surroundings. I change up what I'm listening to. And I challenge myself to work outside my norm. So that might be cooking something brand new for dinner. So on Friday, for example, I made a katsu curry for my family. and we did some veg options. We did some chicken options. I made a cucumber pickle. I'd never made a cucumber pickle before. We had poppadoms because the kids absolutely love them. It's definitely the salt. They're definitely not great for them, but there we go. So I had some old favourites in there, but I watched my 6-year-old go, I love the way that you've done this cucumber, mummy. It tastes fantastic. Great, lovely, happy, happy days. That stuff fills me with joy. So I invite you to take that question into your weekend, into next week, of where do you want to expand and how could you do it? How could you do it in a fun way? And also, when you're thinking through that process, it's about not doing it with limitations, because very quickly your brain will want to keep you safe. Like, oh no, now's not the right time. How are you going to do that? You've never done that thing before. Whoa, hold your horses. And of course, there is definitely a time and a place, very, very much so, for that brain to keep us safe, to look after us, to do all of the things that it's supposed to do. But sometimes it doesn't have to be the loudest voice in the room. And it's important that there are lots of things that are being paid attention to and that you're enjoying the process as well. Because you know what? Once you start to enjoy the process, it's almost like your creativity switches on. The blood becomes pumping. You start to smile. You start to be in that energetic space. And that's when the good ideas are kind of going to come from. You only have to look at a public space. That if there's somebody standing in the corner with their arms folded and scowling and going, right, I've got to get 20 business cards. You don't necessarily want to talk to that person. You're not automatically drawn to them. So set yourself up for success in this way and really take care of yourself. Know what you need creatively. Schedule the time to do it and enjoy the process. If you are interested in booking a one-on-one session with me, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Do book in a free 15-minute session. You can do that by emailing me hello@nikkiraby.com. We can have a chat. You can tell me more about what you're looking for, ask me questions, all that good stuff. And then you can choose what option to go to. These sessions for free are for people who are kind of 80-90% sure that they're ready to go, but they're just kind of working out logistics. And I can't wait. Let's do this. We're already halfway through April, which is nuts. So let's do it. Let's crack on. nikkiraby.com/sessions. Thank you so much for being with me this week. As always, everything will be on my website, so you can revisit at any time. I am sending lots of love, a lovely weekend ahead, and I'll speak to you next week.